Happy New Year sa inyong lahat.
Good evening po, sir.
Okay. Let's start with module 6 pa rin ito. So this is still intermolecular force of attraction and phase diagrams. So for part 2, we'll be discussing yung topics na yun. Phase diagrams and types of intermolecular force of attraction. Yung nabanggit natin from last time, ito. So yeah. So yung tatlong phases natin, we have solid, liquid, and gas. Again, yung intermolecular force of attraction, pinakamalakas yan for solid substances and liquid substances. Lastly is the gas. So in case of evaporation, ayan, so sabi natin, kailangan magkaroon ng detachment yung isang liquid particle from another particle para mapunta siya sa vapor phase. So ngayon, ang pag-aaral natin, yung phase diagram naman, nabanggit natin from last time that there's a corresponding boiling point for every pressure. For water, sabi natin, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, 1 atmosphere pressure. So the boiling point will change depending on the pressure. And mas ma-explain niya nung ating phase diagram. So yung phase diagram natin, dinedescribe niya yung changes in the phase of a substance at various temperature and pressure. Yung phase na yan, sabi natin, can be solid, liquid, and gases. And mapapansin natin from previous discussions that at boiling point, your liquid and gas phases coexist with each other. At melting point, your solid and liquid coexist with one another. At sublimation point, ganun din. Your solid coexist with your gas phase. So anong sinasabi ng phase diagram? Sinasabi ng phase diagram, at certain pressure and temperature, kung ano yung phase ng isang substance. Halimbawa, so ini-indicate dyan kung yung phase mo ay solid phase, gaseous phase, or liquid phase. Ibig sabihin nun, for solid phase, yung blue, yan, under this curve, solid phase yan. For liquid phase naman, under this curve, liquid phase. For gaseous phase, under this curve, ay gaseous phase. Naintindihan ba yan? May tanong ka, Mark Joshua? Naka-raise yung hand mo.
Wala, sir. Napindot lang.
Okay, sige. So paano natin nahiwalay yung phases according sa phase diagram? Hinihiwalay siya nitong lines na ito. Ito. Yan. Yung mga linyang yan. Ano ba yung mga linyang yan? Those lines represent two-phase substances. Halimbawa, at this point ng line, ibig sabihin yan, your solid and gas phase coexist with one another. Sublimation point yan. Yung sublimation point has a certain temperature yan, at a given pressure. At this point naman, nagko-coexist, so sabay na nangyayari na meron kang liquid phase and gaseous phase. Kaya natin nasabi na yung 100 deg C, for example, yan, 100 deg C will only occur at 1 atmosphere pressure. Kapag bumaba yung pressure mo, mas mababa na rin yung boiling point. Kapag tumaas yung pressure mo, mas mataas ang boiling point. Kaya yung boiling point na alam natin nung elementary tayo, that is only true at a given pressure, 1 atmosphere. Pag naiba na yung pressure, kunyari nagpakulo ka sa ibabaw ng Mount Everest, iba na yung boiling point. Pag nagpakulo ka sa Baguio, hindi na 100 deg C kasi the atmospheric pressure is not 1 atmosphere. Yun yung sinasabi ng phase diagram natin. Ito naman, nagko-coexist ang solid and liquid phase. So yung mga lines na yan, two-phase lagi. Kung ano yung katabi niya, solid, liquid, yan. Solid, liquid phase. Ngayon, meron tayong tinatawag na triple point. Ano yung triple point? From the word itself, triple point, ibig sabihin, nagko-coexist ang solid, liquid at gas at a certain temperature and pressure. Pressure, tinatawag natin na triple point pressure at yung temperature ay triple point temperature naman. Sabay-sabay, ibig sabihin yan, sabay-sabay na nangyayari yung condensation and evaporation, melting and freezing, sublimation and deposition, yung 6 na phase changes. Sabay-sabay nang nangyayari yan. Question sa ngayon?
None po, sir.
Wala. Okay. So meron din tayong tinatawag na critical point. Ano ibig sabihin naman ng critical point? So yung critical point nangyayari at a critical pressure and critical temperature. Beyond the critical point, meron tayong tinatawag na supercritical fluid. Yan. Pag sinasabi natin supercritical fluid, the density of the gas is almost equal to the density of the liquid such that hindi mo na makita kung ano yung difference in phase. Yung tinatawag na supercritical fluid. Yung critical point usually nag-occur sa high temperature and high pressure na environment. Okay? So yun yung definition natin ng mga terms sa ating phase diagram. So this one is an example of, ayan, water. Water's phase diagram. Dito, kita natin yung triple point for water. Yung triple point occurs at 4.58 mmHg and 0.0075 degrees Celsius. Ayan. Sinundan ko lang, pinlat ko lang. Saan ba tumapat? Saan ba tumapat? Okay. Next, boiling point of water. This one is called the vaporization curve. Ayan. Kasi nga, Vaporization, ang sabay na nag-occur ay liquid sa gas. Yung boiling point of water, normal boiling point, 1 atmosphere, 100 degrees Celsius. Iba ang boiling point kapag nag-iba na ang pressure. Yan. Next, critical point. Critical point is at 218 atmosphere, 374 degrees Celsius. Kapag tatanungin kayo, ano ang phase ng water at 100 degrees Celsius, 4 atmosphere? Anong phase ng tubig dyan? Definitely, ito 100 degrees Celsius. Pagdating dito, 1 atmosphere. So, higher than that, kunya sabihin natin 4. Yan yung 4. Mare. So, your water is liquid. So, hindi totoo na kapag 100 degrees Celsius, ang water mo ay gas. Nag-boil siya. Kasi at higher pressure, it occurs as liquid. Okay? Pwede din palang mangyari at 0 degrees Celsius at super high pressure, let's say 200 atmosphere, pwede ring liquid yung water mo. Okay? So, ganun yung explanation ng ating phase diagram. So, this one is the vaporization curve. This one is the freezing or melting curve. This one is the sublimation curve. Yung vaporization curve can also be called the vapor pressure curve. Kasi it gives you the vapor pressure of your water at certain temperatures. May tanong regarding this? Wala? Yan. Pwede rin siyang lahat ng substances, especially kapag experimentally available, meron silang phase diagram. So for carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide to eh. Yung carbon dioxide natin, for example, at room temperature yan, 31 degrees Celsius. This one is 5 atmosphere, sobrang taas na ng pressure. Usually, nasa 1 lang tayo yan. Gas talaga siya. Kaya yung carbon dioxide, nakapalibot sa atin, gas yan at 1 degree Celsius. Ay, at 1 atmosphere. Yun yung pressure natin eh. In 31 degrees Celsius, for example. Kailan nagkakaroon pwede palang magkaroon, sir, ng liquid na carbon dioxide? Yes. Pwede. Let's say at 0 degrees Celsius, taasan mo yung pressure mo. Let's say 50 atmosphere. Yes, you may be able to get liquid carbon dioxide. Pwede rin pala, sir, magkaroon ng solid ng carbon dioxide. Yes. Sobrang lamig na temperature. Kahit 1 ang atmosphere at normal atmosphere, pwede magkaroon ng dry ice kapag sobrang lamig, let's say negative 100 degrees Celsius. Yes, you may be able to produce solid carbon dioxide. Triple point. Ayan. Anong temperature? Negative 56.4 degrees Celsius. And 5.11 atmosphere. Ayan. Tinapat lang. Ayan. Supercritical or critical point, 31.1 degrees Celsius, 73 atmosphere. Saan yung tumama? Yun. Yan. Naintindihan ba guys yung phase diagram?
Opo.
Okay, sige. Ngayon, pupunta naman tayo sa types of intermolecular force. Ano-ano ba yung types ng intermolecular force na meron ang isang substance or substances? So, una, the ion dipole force. So, ion dipole force involves an ion plus a polar substance. Ngayon, polar substance natin, ito yung mga may lone electron pairs. So usually, mga substances na yan ay water, NH3, alcohols, etc. So what happens in an ion dipole force? Alam natin na yung ion has a charge. Kunyari ito, chloride ion, negative siya. Ang nangyayari kasi, let's say yung water natin, meron kang O, H, H. Your water or yung oxygen sa water, meron yang free electrons na dalawa. So, yung free electrons, unbonded electrons mo, siya yung nagbibigay kay oxygen mo ng slightly negative charge, and yung water mo slightly positive charge. Hindi naman siya ion Kaso dahil meron kang electron doon, 'di ba electron is negatively charged subatomic particles. Nagkakaroon ng ganyang partial negative and partial positive sa loob ng isang molecule mo. So what happens? Yung hydrogen mo, na-attract niya ngayon si chloride ion na may negative charge. Si oxygen naman, ang na-attract niya ay si sodium na positive ang charge. So, gano'n yung nangyayari sa ion dipole force. So, mas maintindihan natin to kapag na-explain natin yung colligative properties. Ba't nga ba mas mahirap magpakulo ng tubig kapag may asin? Actually, mas mataas yung boiling point. Dahil yan sa additional intermolecular force of attraction. Okay? Then you also have, meron tayong tinatawag na dipole-dipole force. This occur between two polar molecules. Na ang isang example niya is yung hydrogen bond. So yung hydrogen bond, this is a special dipole-to-dipole force. No, observe lang natin when hydrogen is bonded with nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine. Halimbawa, yung water. Sabi natin kanina, this makes water slightly negative, yung oxygen. Hydrogen is slightly positive. Because of that phenomenon sa molecule ng water, yan, isang molecule ng water yan eh. Yan, di ba yan yung molecule ng water? Nangyayari, nagkakaroon ka ng hydrogen bond. Yung hydrogen mo, nagkakaroon ng hydrogen bond sa isa na namang oxygen ng separate na molecule ng tubig. At itong hydrogen na to, sorry, itong oxygen na to, makikiband na naman siya sa separate na hydrogen ng isang molecule sa isang ibang molecule na naman. And this creates a network of hydrogen bond sa iyong polar substance. So basta yung hydrogen mo is bonded with nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine. Halimbawa, yan. This one, may hydrogen bond yan. Kasi yung hydrogen mo, bonded with nitrogen. Ito din, meron. Kasi yung hydrogen mo is bonded with fluorine. So, dun lang nangyayari yung hydrogen bond. Kaya naman, yung dipole-dipole force, ito yung intermolecular force of attraction na strong. Malakas yan. Kaya kung babalikan natin yung ating mga substances nung una, yung water has hydrogen bond. Kaya mataas yung kanyang intermolecular force of attraction. Hindi sila basta-basta nagbo-boil. At 25 degrees Celsius at room temperature, yung water mo will stay as liquid. Ganun din yung ammonia. Pero yung LPG mo, which has C3H8 or C4H10, hindi yan liquid. Kasi ngawin mo yung M-gas nyo, di ba gas siya? Kasi mababa yung intermolecular force of attraction niya. Naghiwalay-hiwalay na sila kaagad. Hindi tulad ng water, hindi tulad ng ammonia, hindi tulad ng alcohol. Yung ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH, etc. etc. Yan yung reason doon sa physical property ng mga polar substances mo na mataas ang boiling point. Okay? May tanong? May tanong pa? Wala?
Wala po,
Okay
sir.
pa kayo? Sige. Another type of dispersion force is of intermolecular force is yung dispersion force. Ito ay caused by momentary oscillations in the electrons of atoms which are present sa lahat. So ibig sabihin, all substances has dispersion forces. Ito weak intermolecular force of attraction. Lahat kasi meron siya eh. And this is only caused by the oscillations ng electrons sa atoms. Kunyari, kung ito yung atom mo, minsan nandiyan yung electron, o di siya yung slightly negative, dito slightly positive. Pero yung electron mo, pagalaw-galaw siya. Mahina lang itong intermolecular force of attraction. So, aside sa yung polar substances, meron yan. Lahat ng mga ion, sabi natin. Pati atoms, meron din. Non-polar, meron. Kapag wala siyang H-bond, meron siyang dispersion force. Kapag meron siyang H-bond, meron din siyang dispersion force. Kasi nga, lahat ng substances ay meron ito. Okay? May tanong? So, ang strongest natin for substances would be dipole. Dipole. So, part yan yung H-bond. And then, you also have London force. Okay, strongest pala yung ion dipole. Tapos, dipole, then London force. Kasi yung ion dipole, yung ion dipole kasi meron din siyang dipole. Ito. Diba? Ito water din to eh. E di may H-band din yan. May H-band ka na, meron ka pang ion dipole. Ion dipole kasi is ion and polar substance. Okay. So these two examples are both non-polar. So pareha silang London forces. Parehas din sila ng number of carbon and hydrogen. Paki-check nga kung tama. Kailangan. Tama ba? Parehas lang sila. Ito ay C5H12. Tama no? 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 6. Okay. Ito ganun din. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C5. Ayan, H12. So they have the same number of carbon and hydrogen. Parehas na parehas sila actually ng molar mass. Ayan. Pero yung boiling point nito, for neopentane is 9.5 degrees Celsius at 1 atmosphere. Si N-pentane naman is 36.1 degrees Celsius. Both of them have London forces. Wala ka namang H na bonded kay O, kay F, o kay N. So walang stronger na intermolecular force of attraction. But here, we see that your pentane has the higher intermolecular force of attraction. Pag mas madami intermolecular force of attraction, mas mataas yung boiling point. So what happens here? Yung pentane, kapag sinulat ko siya, ganyan siya. Straight chain siya na mahaba. Si neopentane looks like this. Ganyan. So ang pagkakaiba is that due to the structure ng N-pentane mo, sa long structure niya, that long structure makes it more difficult to boil. Compared dito, compact kasi to eh. Yun yung pagkakaiba nila. So mas mahirap i-vaporize yung mga long structures natin compared sa mga compact. So if you see something like N-pentane or neopentane or isopentane, mas mahirap silang i-boil kumpara sa mas madali silang i-boil kumpara sa long structure counterparts nila. Yan. So let's take an example. For each pair of substances, i-identify natin kung ano yung intermolecular force. So this can be dipole-dipole or London force or dipole, ion-dipole. And pipiliin natin kung sino yung may mas mataas na boiling point. So number 1, Ivan. Palagay mo, sino dyan? Ay, ano ba yung intermolecular force muna? Ni methylamine. Ano ang mga intermolecular force ng methylamine? Hello? Anyone? Nakikinig ba? Anong intermolecular force ng methylamine? Anyone? Ito yung pagpipilian. Ano guys? Tititigan lang tayo. Sige, kahit sino na lang sumagot. Anong intermolecular force ng methylamine?
Dipole-dipole po ba, sir?
Okay, dipole-dipole. Tama. Bakit?
Hydrogen bond po.
Okay, tama. Hydrogen bond. Kasi nga, your H is bonded with nitrogen. Tama yun. So, meron siyang H bond. Ano pa? Sabi natin, lahat ng substances merong ay merong anong klaseng bond? Ion dipole ba? Hindi, di ba? Wala namang ion dyan eh.
London po.
Okay, London force. Si fluoromethane. Ano namang klaseng IMFA meron siya?
Dipole-dipole din.
Dipole-dipole? Bakit? Meron ba siyang H bonded with hydrogen? Ay, sorry. Meron ba siyang hydrogen? Di ba sabi natin, for it to be a dipole-dipole or hydrogen bond, your H should be bonded with oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine. Meron ba siya nun, si fluoromethane?
Wala po.
Wala. So, hindi siya H-bond. Meron siyang fluorine, but that is not bonded with hydrogen. So, hindi bonded with carbon. So, wala siyang H-bond. Ang meron lang siya ay, anong meron siya? Meron siyang, lahat ng substances, guys, meron siyang London force. So, it's a non-polar substance. Dipole, ano yan, dito, London force. Sino ngayon may mas mataas na boiling point? Ang sabi natin, the higher the intermolecular force of attraction, the higher the boiling point. Sino ngayon may mas mataas na boiling point? Methylamine ba? O si fluoromethane? O hindi natin
Methylamine po.
sure? Okay, methylamine. Kasi, meron siyang H-bond. Yan. Okay. Tama yun, methylamine. Next, methanol and ethanol. Methanol muna. Ano ang mga intermolecular force of attraction ng ethanol? By the way, yung OH na yan is written as, ganyan din siya. Ayan. Anong meron siya? Anong impa meron siya?
Dipole.
Ano yon? Anong meron ng methanol?
London Force.
Okay, London Force, meron siya. Meron pa ba?
Dipole po.
Okay, dipole. Specifically, anong meron siya?
Hydrogen bond.
Oh, H-bond. Tama yon. Kasi ito, yung O mo, bonded with H. Kita niyo ba? Ayan. Next, ethanol.
Hydrogen bond.
Okay, meron siyang hydrogen bond. Tama. Again, your O is bonded with H. Meron din siya. Tsaka syempre, London Force. Okay. So now, you have two substances with the same type of intermolecular force of attraction. Pero palagay nyo, sinong mas mahirap i-boil dyan? Si methanol. Sinong mas mahirap mag-vaporize? Sinong mahirap mag-escape from liquid phase to gaseous phase? Si methanol ba o si ethanol?
Ethanol po.
Si ethanol. Tama. Ethanol. Bakit? Tama yan. Ethanol. Naalala niyo yung lesson natin sa gases? Di ba yung gases mas mahirap paggalawin? O mas mahirap, mas mabigat? Yung molecule, mas mahirap siyang gumalaw. Kasi same lang kinetic energy. Ganon din yung i-apply natin dito. So, although they have the same intermolecular force of attraction due to higher molecular weight of ethanol, mas mahirap siyang ma-vaporize. Di ba sabi natin, for it to vaporize, kailangan yung particle mo, liquid phase, mag-escape sa gas phase. At para mangyari yon, mas kailangan mo na mas mataas na energy. Higher energy, higher kinetic energy will be due to the will require higher temperature. So mas mahirap siyang pagalawin, mas kailangan mo na mas mataas na temperature. And that will translate to the higher boiling point. May tanong? Clear ba 'yon? Okay. Sige, next. Ayan. So ito, napag-aralan natin to kanina. Octane versus isooctane. So ito, kada ganyan niya, ito ay CH. Ganyan yung itsura niya. So yung C mo, puro H lang yung kasama niya. So kung isusulat mo yan, 8 C, tapos may kadikit na H. Ito ganun din. Yang C na yan, kadikit lang din niya H. etc. Pero parehas lang yan na C8H18. Ito, ganun din. C8H18. Octane, iso-octane. Ano ang mga ano ang mga IMFA meron tayo dyan? Walang H-band dyan. Kasi yung carbon mo, yung hydrogen mo, ang kaband lang niya carbon. Kaya ang meron lang dyan, London force. Ganun lang din dito, iso-octane. Pero sino mo yung mas mataas na boiling point? Yung long structure ba? O si iso-octane? Ano sabi natin kanina?
Octane po.
Octane, okay. Yan. Due to its long structure. Yan. Okay? May tanong pa? So that's the end of module 6. So last module na natin next week. By the way, I would like to discuss yung schedule natin for next week. January 8, we will have a class online. On January 12, there will be no class kasi I'm planning to have the class face-to-face on January 13. Meron ba kayong class ng 1 to 3? Kasi may exam yung section 2 ng umaga. Okay ba kayo sa 1 to 3, guys? Na face-to-face?
Sabado po yan, sir.
Saturday to. Klase ba
May
kayo
class
niyan?
may class po kami kay Ma'am Miklat.
Anong oras yun?
Hapon po.
So umaga pala kayo pwede? Ganun ba? O wala din? Kasi kung wala, magpa-Friday class na lang tayo. Pero hindi face-to-face. Online. Gusto ko lang sana isabay yung class ng Saturday para face-to-face. Anyway, kung hindi, kung walang available schedule, just let me know. Pero, ayan. Kung meron namang available ng January 13, hindi tayo magka-class ng January 12. Free ako dyan except yung exam ng mga section 2, which is 9 to 11 kami. So just let me know kung mas gusto ng class yung online ng Friday or face-to-face ng Saturday. Wala namang kaso sa akin kahit ano. Okay? May tanong pa ba? Do you have any questions?
Wala na po.
Okay, sige. So if there are no more questions, that's all. Good night, everyone. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
pwede
sir.
po to, sir.
Thank you po.
Bye po, sir.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.